Come on in, everyone. Come on in because we are back. We're back for season 7, episode 4 of 90 Days Fiancé Before the 90 Days. They're calling it Revelations. Revelations. And like I said, I always like to rename these episodes. And I'm calling it Drugs, STDs, and Lies. I know they probably couldn't call that their official name because it's kind of ghetto, but you know what? That's where we are right now. We done sunk low to the ground because definitely we got some revelations this episode. And the revelations were drugs, STDs, and even more lies. Woo! I tell you, what a show, what a show, what a show. What revelations we did. And the first one we're going to talk about is Brian, because Ingrid is fed up. Ingrid is fit to be tied. She is hotter than fish grease. They had spent the night together. It was the first night that they had together. And they woke up. Brian was feeling all happy to be snuggled up with Ingrid. But they didn't do nothing. So that little blue, last episode, he took that half of that little blue pill. So he could have kept that because Ingrid was like, ain't no sex happening here right now. Because Ingrid was already getting a whiff that old boy was lying to her. Because she said, he run around here talking about how independent he is and he don't need no help with anything. But here he is come out here and I got to help him do everything. I got to help him with his suitcase. I got to help him with his car. I got to help him with the shower. Well, I will say this, Ingrid. You're a little bit naive. Okay. First of all, you're a little bit naive. Second of all, maybe when he's at home, he's already got all these accommodations set up, right? So at home, things are set up for him to be independent. He don't come over here to Brazil, in not only the city part of Brazil, you got him going out here to the woods, the sticks, the countryside. And there ain't no accessible sidewalks, no ramps. What's she talking about? I don't know what she was thinking. You don't have no shower, no grab rails and no pull down shower heads and stuff. So some of her expectations, I think, were unrealistic. But the point that she's getting to is that he still kind of seems like a liar. So her antennas are going off. And who knew what Ingrid's planned? Because Ingrid says she ain't even told none of her family about this man. I think the last episode she had told a friend, but she hasn't told her family. So they out here riding to the countryside. And Brian's getting all excited about meeting the family. She's like, whoa, hold on, horsey. I ain't told my family yet about you. So don't get too excited too soon because that may not be happening right away. And Brian says, what? I'm a respectable gentleman. I need to meet the daddy. He talking about how respectable he is as he's on his, fourth marriage. And then he says, yeah, well, how old is your daddy? How old is your family? She said, my daddy's 52, 53 years old. He's, my age. And he said it with pride. He said, ooh, my age. Most people will be embarrassed that they're dating a woman and they're the same age as their daddy. They will be a little bit embarrassed, but not Brian. I tell you, Brian is full of confidence. And he says, ooh, my age. And she says, what? Which am I my age? You told me that when we met, you was only about 41, 42 years old. He's like, what? I didn't tell you that. She goes, your profile said it. Everything said it. And he says, well, I never told you that. And he may not have said it out his mouth because he says, I don't remember telling you that. But like she said, it was on his profile. A lie is a lie. A lie is a lie. So there we go. We got the first, not the first lie, but as Ingrid is saying, wait a minute, this is the second lie. First of all, you told me you was independent. Now you old enough. You as old as my daddy. Ingrid is mad. She's mad. She's already got her antennas up. She don't like what she's hearing. She says, let me dig a little deeper into this man. Ingrid, you should have been asking all these questions when his butt was back in the USA. Illinois, wherever he's from. He's somewhere in Illinois. And that's when you should have been asking these questions. These people talk about they've been talking on the phone for years. And you mean to tell me age has never come up? You mean to tell me how he got in the wheelchair has never come up? What are y'all spending your time talking about? That's what I want to know. So finally she says, well, how did you get in this wheelchair in the first place? And he finally says, well, I didn't tell you that story. No, Brian, you didn't tell me the story. This man, he act like not only did he lose his legs and the use of his hands, he done lost his brain too. Did the gunshot paralyze your brain too so that your memory ain't no more good, Brian? Because you done forgot everything. But he said, yeah, well, let me tell you, I used to sell drugs and I did drugs. Ooh, that's a bad business when you selling it and doing it at the same time. How you gonna make any money when you selling it and doing it? That's tough. That's tough. So he said, yeah, I was selling drugs and, I had an ex-wife and my ex-wife was mad because I wanted to leave her and I was leaving her. And then my ex-wife put out a hit on me, a drive-by shooting hit on me. Well, first of all, who was your ex-wife? El Chapo's daughter? Because I'm like, what kind of woman, when you leave her, she puts out a drive-by shooting hit on you? I don't know if I believe this story either, Brian. Who knows? I don't know if it was ex-wife who put the hit out on you. He says, oh, she later admitted it. Or if it was somebody you did wrong in a drive-by and they did it, right? Because this all just sounds very odd. And now that we know that you're a liar, I'm going to question the story too. But okay, you had an ex-wife that had so much pull with the mafia family, the drug dealers, the gangs out there, that she put a hit out on you. Well, maybe she was the real baller, a shot caller in the family. Because if she could make them kind of things happen, maybe she was the real drug dealer. And he said, he was trying to get out the game, but the ex-wife didn't want him to get out. So was she the daughter of the real kingpin or something? Because this story you telling Brian is not really adding up in my book. So now Ingrid is saying, now wait a minute. Now I'm dealing with a man in a wheelchair that don't have the use of his legs and his arms, might die if he has an orgasm. He lied to me about his age. He lied to me about his past. He's a previous drug user. She's concerned that he may become a future drug user. And she's wondering, do you really want to not be on drugs, or is it just because you ain't got no legs? Brian was like, that's low. That's so low. That is low, low down to the ground. But Brian, you ain't no victim. Boy, you ain't no victim. You are not no victim, because the fact that she is questioning your morals, your character, or she should be, because you done told this girl a lot of lies and she done found out a lot of big lies, and you ain't even been in Brazil for about 5 hours. 5 hours, and she found out 5 lies, a lie an hour. She's like, dang, by the time we get to my house, what else am I going to hear? So now he over here talking about he's feeling judged. Well, that's fine. You should feel judged, because when you lie to someone this many times, it is time for some judgment. I don't know what people think, that I could just keep lying and never get judged. Yeah, you're going to get judged. Once you lie to me 5 times, it's judgment time. I don't know what to tell you. What does Brian think? He could just walk around and do anything he wants, obviously, because that's what he did when he was a drug dealer. You know, I'm going to say something. Brian was something else when he had his legs. He was something else. You could tell, because the way he is now, and he's this way even when he ain't got no legs to walk around. Can you imagine the dirty work that Brian was doing before? What is Brian's core? Because right now I look at him as he's out of touch with who he is. He thinks he's this hot commodity out here on the streets. How dare this woman put me down and judge me for my past? Yeah. How dare she tell me that I'm a liar? Yeah. He's really cocky. You know what? Let me take it back. I said I don't know how some woman could put a hit out on him. I'm starting to see how it could happen. I'm starting to see how it can happen, because I don't know. His personality is ugh. You know, I see why he's been married a lot of times, because I think he's mean-spirited, mean, and got a nasty attitude. I could see why. So I don't know why women are even marrying him in the first place. Maybe he got a real good tongue action down there. That's what the ladies like. I don't know. I don't even think he got a whole lot of money. So I really don't know what the women are seeing in him. Bad personality and all this other kind of stuff going on. Ugh. What for? Why? What for? The only reason Ingrid is talking to him is so she can come to the U.S., stay with him maybe a couple of years till she gets her green card, whatever she needs. And then she's going to leave him for a nice, better looking man with more stuff and more everything. But at this point, Ingrid's probably not even going to take the chance on him, period. Period, point blank. Period, point blank. After we got rid of that guy who's a liar, we had to cross on over to the person with the STDs, and that's Lauren. Lauren said, I got STD, gonorrhea of the penis, because I had sexual relations with another person who has gonorrhea of the mouth. Ugh. Ugh, Lauren. Another person racking up red flags. So now first of all, Lauren, you homeless. You homeless. You're not that good looking either, Lauren. Let's be honest. You're not that good looking. You homeless. You broke. And now you got STD, gonorrhea of the penis. And you unfaithful. What for? Why do people think they can just come out here in the world and say, this is what I got to offer. I hope you accept it. And then get mad when they get judged. You should get more than judged. You should get convicted. Because obviously ain't nothing else convicting your soul. Nothing else is convicting your soul. So you know what? That's fine. If I need to come around and be the one that's judging you and trying to convict your soul so you turn around and have a better life, that's fine. I'll take on that job. I have no problem doing it. It may not be what God wants. Only God can judge. I get it. But right now, right here now, Auntie Deborah is going to judge a few people. And I'm judging Lauren. I am. I already was feeling bad for Faith because I really like Faith, y'all. I really like Faith. I think she's really genuine. Yes, she want to get to the U.S., but she's upfront about it. She really does want to get to the U.S. And this is her ticket because what she's thinking is in the U.S. is much more liberal and there's going to be more opportunities for her as a lady boy. I don't know, Faith. I don't know. You need to talk to some lady boys, transgenders in the U.S. A lot of them don't feel like it's that much safer for them. But you know what? Hey, maybe it's safer than the Philippines. I don't know what it's like in the Philippines. I just hear about what they say here in the U.S. And a lot of transgenders don't feel all that safe sometimes in the U.S. But you know what? I still like Faith. I think that she's sweet. I think she has a good heart. And I think that for the most part, she's an honest person compared to Lauren. Lauren's none of these things. Broke. You know what? I already talked about him that he came all the way to the Philippines with just one backpack. That should have been Faith's first indication. You came to the Philippines for 20 days and all you do is have a knapsack, like you going to the 3rd grade with your little books. I mean, there's 6th graders that got bigger backpacks than the one that Lauren showed up with in the Philippines for 6 days. And obviously he didn't need a big one. He didn't need a big backpack because he didn't need nothing big for his wallet because his wallet is not big. It's not fat. It's little. It's got $42. $42. He said, but don't worry, Faith. Don't worry, Faith. I'm waiting for a check to clear. Oh, good Lord. He said, I'm waiting for my last paycheck to clear because I spent every bit of money I had getting here to see you. And I need you to appreciate that. Here we go. Once again, a person showing up with barely anything to offer, trying to tell somebody else that what I've done for you so far getting here, you should be thankful for. You should be thankful for, and that I've already done that. So don't be asking for nothing else. Lauren act like Faith should be happy for this $42 that he's showing up with. And then what he does, he says, let me be a big baller shot caller. Girl, let's go on a shopping spree with this $42. Let's go on a shopping spree with these $42. Lauren said, this is the first time I have ever been a big baller shot caller with a girlfriend, gone on a shopping spree. So he said, we're going to live it up. We're going to go big. What you want, girl? What you want? You want some slippers? You want a towel to swipe the sweat from your brow? You want a couple of pretty dresses so you can look sexy. Girl, pick out what you want. Pick out what you want. Woo! Faith is trying to be money conscientious. She's telling him, hey, let's not spend all this money because you only got $42. And yeah, be careful, Faith, because once he goes through his 42, he might be in your pockets. In your pockets. So now we got broke, using up her money. She already got him a hotel room. I must be a free hotel room. I don't know. Then he got an STD of the penis, and he doesn't want a monogamous relationship. He ain't dropped that part on her yet. He may not even need to drop that last part on her because this should be enough. I thought it would be enough until Faith said, you know what? I don't really care about his money. I was like, girl, you should. You should. But then now that he dropped the fact that he got gonorrhea of the penis, then we didn't get to see her complete reaction, but her facial reaction said a lot. It said a lot. The tears started welling up right away. Right away. Faith says not only is he impulsive with his money, he's obviously impulsive and not careful with his ding-a-ling either. And this needs to be a no, Faith. Faith, I know you want someone who loves you as you are, and it's not hard. It's not easy out here. It's hard. It's not easy, but this ain't it, Faith. This is not it. Don't want no boyfriend at this expense. This is too high of a price to pay for a boyfriend. And the truth of the matter is, this man is not worth it. Not worth it. And then he told her, we ain't going back to the U.S. because I'm homeless in the U.S. I can't make it in the U.S. I can't take care of you in the U.S. But if I live here in the Philippines, I could be a big baller shot caller, because what I could do is I could work in the U.S. and then have a job in the U.S., but actually physically live in the Philippines. And I could make $15 to $18 an hour, but work in the Philippines. And then we can live like kings and queens over here in the Philippines. Kings and queens. That's what we can do. That's his game plan. And they said, well, do you have the skills to do that work from home? He said, yeah, I know a little bit of IT. A little bit. And he says, I can speak English and I could talk on the phone, and I can lie. So any company that needs a liar, any company out there hiring a liar, then Lauren is your man. Lauren is your man, because the lies just roll off that gonorrhea tongue. The lies roll off the gonorrhea tongue. So that's his game plan. Because the game plan of getting a job in the Philippines, they told him that ain't going to work. They're not going to hire you out here. First of all, Filipinos can't hardly get jobs. And second of all, you don't even speak the language. Ain't nobody going to hire you, Lauren, with gonorrhea of the tongue and the penis. We know you got both. We know you got both. We think that you didn't kiss that person you was with. You kissed her too. You kissed her too. So you probably got discharge in the penis and discharge in your mouth. The lies is the discharge. Ugh. 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 Makes me feel gross just thinking about it. Gross. Just thinking about it. And let me tell you who I was impressed with this week. I'm still impressed with Adnan, y'all. What is going to be the thing with Adnan? Is it about the money? What is it about Adnan, y'all? We got to figure this out. I don't know. Or is he just a sweet guy and he's for real? He really is a 22-year-old man that's okay marrying a 41-year-old woman. I don't want to be cynical. I mean, maybe I want to be naive just for a little bit. Sometimes there's some fun in being naive, because you could just, just not see what's coming down the road, and you could just live in the moment. Maybe I ought to just live in the moment when it comes to Adnan and Tiger Lily. And they both just seem so happy. They're both just so happy, right? So I'm going to be happy for them. Let me live a little, y'all. I know some of y'all probably say, no, it ain't going to work out. You know what? You're probably right. You're probably right. But for the moment, I want to live in the moment. I want to see Adnan. He's so excited. He's so happy. He's like my beautiful, beautiful woman. Baby, you look so cute. Baby, you look so cute. Baby, you look so cute. Tiger Lily is just so happy to be with him. She says, I'm going to fully embrace this whole Muslim culture and this idea that I can't be around any men. And I'm trying to figure it out, y'all. I'm trying to figure it out, but I don't quite understand how he told me I can't be around any men. But then he hires these videographers, and then the videographers come and they're men. That's because they don't let women work. That's right. They barely let women work. Well, they let them work, but not too much. And they only can do certain jobs, certain things. So there you go. So that's right, Tiger Lily. That's right, Tiger Lily. You should have had a brother present. Your brother should have been present looking over you. So when these videographers there, he could have been there. But Adnan says, okay, since you ain't got no brothers here, and I really can't count your hairstylist. What is his name? Not Shay is the woman. What was the man's name? I forgot his name. So, you know, you got to make sure that he don't really touch her too much. She like, what? Now I got to babysit Tiger Lily. Tiger Lily is a tiger. She ain't no cub. Why I got to babysit a grown woman? He said, oh yeah, because he can't touch her. All he can do is touch that weave that belongs to a whole nother woman. But then that makeup artist was like, why I got a babysitter? Girl, you got a whole free trip paid to, I was about to say Dubai, but to Jordan. So yeah, you can sit over there and babysit. Your trip is bought and paid for. You can sit over there and babysit because she didn't just pay you to do her makeup. She paid for everything else. So stop complaining. Stop complaining. You got the whole night off the other night and got to run around and sightsee. Now you complaining that you got to watch Tiger Lily. Girl, sit on over there and do your job. But they asking her how was the night before? Did he act like he was a virgin? Tiger Lily was no. He wouldn't even act like he was no virgin. And they're like, well, how did he learn? Girl. Some of these Muslim people, they be watching porn and doing a whole lot of other stuff. They just don't let their mamas and daddies see it, and they don't let Allah see it. They don't let. I've seen them. I've seen them in the clubs. I've seen them in the club. I see when they fly over to the U.S. for a little rendezvous getaway, and they be up all night going to the clubs with the American women. With the American women. Out of sight, out of mind, just like any other religion. Just like any other religion. Just like there's Christians walking around and doing stuff that's against the will of their God. There's Muslims walking around doing things against the will of their God too. But you know what? We're going to roll with it. We're going to roll with it. But he seemed happy. He seems very, very happy. And Tiger Lily said she's folding to it right away. She said, well, I had a small family. I was raised shelter anyway. So she really hadn't even been to a wedding before. Tiger Lily ain't been out. Tiger Lily was 41 years old. She got the voice of a 14-year-old. I just don't know what's going on with Tiger Lily. And she said, even when she was married, he sheltered her. He basically ruled her life, told her what she could do, where she couldn't go. But she says she likes Adnan's approach a little bit more because Adnan's approach comes from a place of not control, but it comes from a place of care. So she actually feels more cared for. You see, the ex-husband, he had control, but he was almost trying to pimp her out. Hey, put on this sexy dress so other men could admire you, look at your body, and then those men would admire me. So what Tiger Lily is saying is it feels different. This controlling me feels like love. It feels like you want to protect me. It feels like you want me all for yourself. And there's parts of that I like. And so what Tiger Lily is saying, just like in the Muslim culture, any money she makes has got to be hers. So in a lot of ways, I'm saying, I don't know, is Adnan with her for the money, but he really can't be with her for the money because any money she has, Adnan wouldn't have access to it in the Muslim culture. So Adnan must be willing to really provide for a Tiger Lily. She's already said that he's done the whole wedding. He's paid for everything. He's set up everything. They got over 200 people coming to this wedding. It's a big wedding. The wedding looks like it's going to be pretty lavish. So, that's why I want to be happy for it, y'all. I want to be happy for it. Until the Grim Reaper knocks on the front door, I'm going to be happy for Adnan and Tiger Lily. I am, because she's happy and he's happy. It doesn't matter if this is the life somebody else would want. This is the life they want. And so far, they're happy. I still don't know how this 5 babies with Tiger Lily of 41 is going to happen. But shoot, maybe she got some young eggs. Maybe she got some young eggs. That's all I have to say. And maybe she can pop out 5 babies between 41 and 50 years old. Get to it, Tiger Lily. Get to it. Or unless Adnan got so much money, he's going to be allowed to have another wife. You see, because that's allowed in the Muslim culture. Adnan can have another wife, but he just has to be able to provide for that other wife. So maybe that's what Adnan is set up, that you're just going to be my first wife, Tiger Lily. My first wife. You're not going to be my last wife. You're just going to be my first wife. Now that right there, y'all, I could see that. I could see that completely, because then what he's thinking is Tiger Lily being the first wife, she can help train all the other wives, the younger wives. You see, because you can have like an older wife that's sort of the head of all the other maybe younger wives or something. And that older wife kind of helps mold and sort of like the supervisor of the younger wife, the supervisor. Maybe that's where we're going with this, y'all. Maybe that's exactly where we're going with that. And we also got to see Via and Sunny. And this ain't nothing but no lustful relationship. She up here taking naked showers and showing Sunny, another Muslim. I know people always think, people are very comfortable with saying Christians are not real Christians. But somehow or another, people always feel like Muslims are real Muslims. Like they don't go astray either. Like they're not Muslims who can still claim that they're Muslim, but then stray away from their faith. And then get mad when they see Muslims still going to the mosque and praying, but then they don't have no problem when they see Christians going to church and praying and showing up at the club. It's the same thing, y'all. It's really the same thing. And here we got Sonny on here talking about his Muslim faith, but he up here in the club and drinking, and he's also watching naked women in the shower. And he said, shoot, when you come here, I'm living with you in the hotel room. I'm a lot of my parents, but I'm going to live with you in that hotel room. And Via over here bringing along this ex-boyfriend ex. They really ought to just go on and get back together, because these two are a couple. Via and her ex are a couple emotionally. They may not be one together intimately, but I see the bond. I absolutely see the bond. I see the care that this man has for her. And I was wondering why they broke up. And then she says they broke up because of a tragedy happened, which made them lose a baby. And shoot, married couples be breaking up when there's a death of a child in the family. So I can see that they have been dating for several years. And then what happened was there was a tragedy. And in that tragedy, they lost a baby. And in addition to, Via has lost a brother to police violence. She's got a lot of trauma in her life. She's been a foster child. So there's a lot of trauma in Via's history. And I suspect that contributed to her and this boyfriend breaking up. Too much trauma for the relationship. He didn't know how to handle it. She didn't know how to handle it. But they seem to have a really good bond, where I almost feel like as if once they get past all that, I feel like they could actually be a good couple. I feel like she and this guy could be a good couple. It doesn't sound like Rory is his name. It doesn't sound like they live in the same city anymore, because I think he had to come to her. But she feels comfortable enough to take him all the way to visit Sonny. That's odd. That's real odd. So, because they said the only reason they broke up is because they were looking for different things. That's like a weak answer. That's like a weak answer. I think it had to do with all the trauma in her life. I really do. And but she loved that little dog of hers, that little Chihuahua. She's like, here's his diapers, here's his cucumbers, his little snacks. Zyra, is that the dog's name? Zyra, little Chihuahua, cute little Chihuahua. And yeah, we'll have to see how this is gonna work out. But she said she's not converting to Islam for Sonny. She's not going to convert. So they're not going to make it. They're not going to make it. She's not going to convert. And she's not going to do any of that, which means, I don't know, they're not going to make it. No, Sonny ain't willing to go against his family for her. He just wants to have sex with an American woman. And honestly, a lot of men who come from these Muslim countries, who come over to America for vacation or short times, they really don't respect American women who sleep with them. I'm gonna just let y'all know. I've spoken with them. They come on over here. They meet American women because they know American women are down with premarital sex and everything. They sleep with American women, and they don't think nothing of it. They don't got to pay for it. They don't even have to buy, even in those countries, they got prostitutes. They ain't got to pay for no prostitutes, nothing. They come over here, buy American women a few drinks, sleep with them. And to American women, they think, oh, that's not a big deal, But the men, I'm telling you, I've spoken to them. I've heard the things that they say. Some of them, not all of them, some of them. And it's not nice. If American women knew how Muslim men think of them when they come from other countries and these women sleep with them, you wouldn't do it. You really wouldn't do it, because you might be thinking you're liberated and you could do what you want, but really they have relegated you to a free prostitute. That's what they look at it. You're for free. You don't care about your body. You give away your body for free. And if you're giving away for free for nothing, I'll take it. I'll take it. And that's what they do. It's really sad. I remember listening to some young men talk about it. They had come over. They were from Kuwait. They come over and they tell me about the trips that they come over and do. And they had, decent money. They come over and they spend about a week or two, and that's all they do. That's all they do. So pretty sad. I mean, Americans do it too. What's it? What we call passport bros. They be going and doing it too. And so because they go and do it, what do Americans think of women when you meet a passport bro? He tells you what he goes over and does over in Thailand or whatever. What do you think of him, right? Passport bros. That's what they're thinking of when they come over here, of the women. So people have to think about that before they start doing those types of things. And but yeah, I don't see this going anywhere. I don't see it going anywhere. And Via got a lot of trauma. You see that picture of her with her family when she got adopted by a cult? What was that? That wasn't no Quakers. What was that? That was like some type of cult. She said it was a religion. I guess a religious cult. Girl. So she's been in a religious cult. She's been in foster care. Her brother got shot by the police, killed. She got a lot of trauma. And now she's over here showering naked in front of a Muslim man in South Africa. Girl, go put some clothes on. Go put some clothes on. And then lastly, we got to meet Niles and Matilda. A new couple. Niles is 27, over here living in Mobile, Alabama. And Matilda is living over in Ghana. And Niles has autism spectrum disorder. And this was, you know what? I like their story, because I think what Niles is really introducing some people to is what living on the spectrum can look like. And he starts talking about things, how he doesn't get along with people, when he was very young, because he can be so blunt that his blunt is off-putting. He's become, really aware of how his autism controls his speech, which then controls the way, or affects the way people feel when they speak to him emotionally and socially. He says it's been very, very difficult. He says because he doesn't pick up on some of those social nuances. And I know a few people like this, but I don't think they diagnosed. I know a few people who cannot pick up on social nuances, and I think they're undiagnosed on the spectrum. And once I figured out that I think they're on the spectrum, I kind of treated them. I started to have a bit more grace for them. Before I was like, dang, they just rude and mean. But once I figured out that they're on the spectrum, I said, okay, they really don't all the way know what they're doing, But you know what I got educated with over Niles? And that is, no, they can know, because it looks like Niles has gone and really studied and understood about what he has. So he knows how to look out for things. And he started talking about the enormous sense of smell. He could smell the paint and the acrylic and the mahogany wood. And I was just fascinated by the stories that Niles was telling. I didn't know that the sense of smell was that heightened, you know, but Niles to me represents someone who wants to understand about his, you know, his condition, and that is on the spectrum, and how it relates to other people. And he said, you know, he's a peer advocate. And he talked about masking and about what techniques he uses to get along in the world. He talks about repetition, saying once he has a safe reaction, he continues to use that reaction because it's a safe space. It's like the status quo. Though that's why he answers things in the same way until maybe he could come up with a new answer. And shoot, people mask all the time. They really, really do. That's why, you know, I really wasn't mad at him, because shoot, I guess when he was explaining things, I was like, shoot, I mask sometimes, because sometimes you just can't say what you think, period. Some people out here in the world need to do more masking, whether you got autism or not. There's a lot of times I see things and I mask. I say, you know what good does it do for me to speak what I really think? What good does it do? It doesn't always mean I should speak what I really think. Sometimes I mask. Some people say, hey, girl, does this look good on me? You look just fine, girl. You look good. Even though in my mind I'm thinking, girl, you look like a hot mess. But I'm going to say you look good because you know what? You feel good. You walking around with all this confidence. Why am I the person that's going to bring you down? I don't want to be that person. So you know what? Niles, I mask too. This Matilda girl, she's really ready to get to the altar fast. And let me tell you, she seems disingenuous to me, y'all. Is it me or is it you too? She seems disingenuous. She trying to get this man to the altar real fast. Something about her is just over the top for me that makes me feel like she's just trying to get to the U.S. herself. Talk about, no, we need to get married right away. And even when Niles was trying to tell her, hey, you know, I think I might want to wait. We might want to slow this down. She said, oh, no, you're not going to disappoint me, are you? She started to get like this little mean, evil face on her. I was like, ooh, who is that Matilda? Is that the Matilda with the broom? Don't Matilda fly around on the broom? Is that the Matilda that flies around on the broom? Because let me tell you something. When he told her he was thinking about postponing the wedding, she did not like it. And she got a little mean. She got a real little mean. So she's planning the whole wedding for everyone when he gets there. He's scared to tell her the truth. You know, he better find a new technique. Maybe this is when you should stop masking. Stop masking right now. Tell her the blunt, honest truth. The blunt, honest truth. But he's scared because he don't want to lose her, because he feels like she's the only woman that he's really loved. I like Niles. I really do. He said he done spent $3,000 preparing to go to Ghana. So he's doing extra deliveries, making extra money to get there. He said, then I'm gonna have to pay this bride price for Matilda. I don't even know how much money they're gonna try to charge me. Well, that's gonna be your out, Niles. When you get there and they tell you the bride price, tell them you ain't got it. Tell them you ain't got it, and I need some more time to get my money together. I need more time to get my money together. You're gonna have an out, Niles. The truth is going to be your out. You see, masking helps you when you want to get along, but sometimes the truth is your friend. Sometimes the truth is your friend. And when you get to Ghana and Matilda starts flying around the broom, tell the truth. I ain't got the bride price. I ain't got it. So unless y'all willing to give her away for free, we're going to have to postpone the wedding. Postponed. Because Matilda over here talking about she going to treat him like a king. You my king. I'm going to do everything for you. I don't believe Matilda, y'all. I want to. Maybe I will later. Maybe I'll believe her later. Maybe right now I'm just being a little bit too cautious. But right now, Matilda, I don't know. If I see a broom, then it's going to be over. It's going to be over. But that's it, y'all. Tell me what you think down in the comments, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.